Okay, so as many of you guys have seen, there is a video of me going around interacting with a person with a disability in a very disgusting way to where I couldn't even watch the full video. And I want to sincerely apologize to Maggie, her friends, her family, anybody else that have seen that video and seen me act in that manner. I was overly intoxicated that day, which does not excuse my behavior whatsoever.
Oh my God, we're so confused. We thought he was a good person. Don't piss me off.
At the end of the day, like, she looked scared as fuck. Like, she genuinely could not understand what the fuck this meant. Like, she don't know what are you like? And he knew that. Like, he knew that she wasn't understanding what the fuck. Jail.
Come on another episode, family. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. Please make sure to click the like button so others get to see this video and join this conversation as well. I even want so many people to see this one. Please make sure you click the like button and share this video. There is a creator on TikTok whose name has been all over my FYP. I don't even know who this creator is, but when I went down the rabbit hole of what this creator did, I have no words. Like, there's literally no words that can describe how I felt listening to this man addressing a woman with disability on his life and the way he was talking to this woman, and how every sentence is uttered to that woman contains the aggressive B word. I need you guys to see it, so I am going to put the link of that video in the description because there is no way this video is going to stand if I had it. So yes, it was on live video. He was talking to a woman with disability, asking her to flash her private, calling her the B word, telling her that she looks like Trumpy. And you can just see how uncomfortable this lady was on the live video, saying, "You don't want to have my babies. I'm going to, pour inside of you." You guys, you will see the video because even if I explain to you what this man said, you're not going to get it unless you see the video. It has been going viral and it has been getting cancelled, rightfully so, because this is not acceptable any way, shape or form. It has been getting cancelled and people have been talking about it. So let's get straight into the video and hear what people are saying about this creator.
I don't give a damn who don't like it. Some of y'all on here defending Nas from the Gram and that live with Maggie. Okay, I wasn't even planning on talking about anything to this magnitude today, but the people are not outraged enough for me, because what he did on that live, the things that he said to that young woman who is disabled, who has Down syndrome, okay? A lot of people are making the claim, well, if it was just a woman who didn't have any disabilities, nobody would be outraged. Some people may have still been outraged, especially since he is part of the LGBTQIA community, and speaking to any woman in that way when he himself likes to present very feminine. And he's always talking about girl power this. He stands with his sisters. He stands with women anywhere, everywhere, and of all nationalities, races, etc. But people are not outraged enough for me. There's a whole lot of contradicting behavior that takes place online with these large influencers who have hundreds of thousands and millions of people following them and their content. Because ain't no way he had close to 7 million followers and still has 6.2. We should have came back to those numbers being something like 100,000. You hear y'all see what I'm saying? How are people still following someone who displayed so much disrespect and unawareness and no couth? And I don't give a daggone how long he wants to blame it on the alcohol, because that's what he said in his video, that, he had a little bit too much to drink, yada, yada, yada. If this is what you talk like, these are the things that you say when you are inebriated, and I don't care how inebriated you are, this comes out. We all know that the truth comes out when we get inebriated. I've had some crazy ish said to me by people when they were inebriated that they wouldn't have said when they were sober, because they wouldn't have had the motherfucking courage to say that shit otherwise. You see what I'm saying? So this is bullshit. People really need to start taking this ish seriously. For real. And it's just like all the people who still support well-known predators in the entertainment industries, and as well as, athletes and such like that. Y'all ain't motherfucking outraged enough for me. This shit is wild. Nah.
Nas from the gram is already getting dogpiled on, but that shit didn't sit right with my spirit, so I'm gonna keep my ting brief, but I do have to fucking say something. That was disgusting to witness. And I know that that's not like a new thing for y'all, right? Y'all have already probably had that conversation. You're probably much like me where you're like, I couldn't even finish that fucking video. But what I think is really important is the fact that, yes, Maggie has Down syndrome. However, that wasn't fucking acceptable to say to anybody. First of all, if I got on fucking live and I was talking like that and I have the fucking anatomy to talk about it, they would have ripped me down from fucking live. Why the fuck was this even able to go on? If Nas is actually struggling with an addiction, that is something that could be a reasoning, but it's not a fucking excuse. And so if you are battling addiction, Nas, I hope that you get the help that you need. But that was irreprehensible. I don't know how someone could just fucking come back from that. And I don't know how we went all the way from fucking being grateful because we used to be at McDonald's or wherever the fuck to like getting a following to doing shit like this. And this is why I also say you have to know who the fuck you are, because when the views get low, that's when shit gets really scary around this motherfucker. And nobody really knows what's going on with this app. And I see it. People's views are being limited. And they're telling more and more of their business. They're acting more and more of a fucking fool. They're battling more and more people that they have no fucking business even being on live with. And it's getting really fucking scary. A lot of y'all need to figure out who the fuck you are and stand in it well, because this other shit don't look good on y'all. For real.
If that's how you act when you're intoxicated and you're just on live with somebody, I would hate to hear how you act in person, because the words that you were saying to that baby is actually disgusting. And the fact that you could not take the word no, yeah, under the jail. Please.
Nas from the gram is a clear example of what happens when you get too comfortable on the internet. His content has always straddled this line of not being appropriate, but people thought it was funny. A quick caveat for all the content creators who are talking about this: stop saying disabled person or special needs person. A person with disabilities. The disability is not people's identity. And to be quite honest, black men who put on wigs to cosplay black women as their niche always teeter that line of appropriate and inappropriate. And I see a bunch of people saying that majority of his following is black women. I've not gone through his followers, but I can guarantee you that a good percentage of that are people who are laughing at who he's cosplaying and not with him. And don't get me wrong, the person that he's trying to emulate, there are plenty of black aunties in the black community that exist in that way, and they're important to black culture. But the problem is that the people who are laughing don't understand black culture. I've always felt that way even about the Boondocks. I can't get behind no black people who sit around and call a Boondocks satire and laugh at it in front of mixed company. Because what would they be laughing at? And see, Nas from the gram not only took it far because it was a person with disabilities, but because he spoke to a woman that way. He spoke like that to a woman, okay? Then add disabilities. Y'all get fame on the internet and then take it too far. And it's not funny.
This creator is another example of the people who get online and say the most vile, disgusting thing and wake up the following day and blame it on alcohol. Yes, you had that right, because he came back online and blamed it on alcohol. This whole thing is even so funny because I feel like the very first video I saw about this whole discourse currently going on was his apology video, so I didn't really pay attention because I didn't even know why that person was apologizing. But down the line, I kept on seeing more content creators who were addressing the situation and even saying people are not even as riled up as they expect them to be to this creator, because that should not even be acceptable. It is giving predatory. It is giving I am a P3 whole file. Like, it is giving, there are some things I do behind my doors. Like, you guys understand, because saying that to a person is distasteful, not to talk of saying that to a person with disability. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And right in your eyes, you can tell that this lady was so uncomfortable. It even got to a point where she was trying to end the live video. I think she was unable to see where to end the live video, and he got the feeling that she was about to leave the live. And if you guys see the way it was coming at that lady, is very annoying. It is very disgraceful, Seth. To him, it's a disgrace, because there is no way that that should be acceptable. No way, shape, or form. Now he is apologizing. He is blaming it on alcohol. Like I said in the other part in the other channel, I am going to advise you guys to go check that out as well, because yes, people are having a lot of things to say about this. I said a drunk mouth only speaks sober thought. Like, it has to be something in you. It has to be something that is, settled. The foundation is you. It's not the alcohol. Because he came online and started blaming it on the alcohol. It's not the alcohol at all. The alcohol does not give you those type of thoughts. The alcohol gave you the gut to spill your thought. And if you listen, which is the reason why I want you guys to see the clip, I genuinely do not think this person was drunk. It was just the easiest thing to blame it on. I genuinely watched that clip, and that is not a drunk person talking. I don't know, but I stand to be corrected, but I want to hear what you guys think. What I saw in that video, who I saw speaking to that lady on live, that is not a drunk person. I have seen so many drunk person react for me to know. That man's words were flowing. The B words in every sentence directed at that lady on that lives were too perfect, fit into the conversation so much that you can tell that there is no sloppy feeling and there is no alcohol in those sentences. There's no alcohol in those utterances. Like, it's literally lying. He is lying that he was drunk. That man is not drunk whatsoever. How this is acceptable, I do not know. And how he expects some people to only criticize him in his DM, I don't understand, because it's coming out some creators who called him out, telling him that what he did wasn't okay. He said they should have come into his DM, how he's so disappointed in them. And that was how I knew that this man is not sorry. Because if you are sorry in that moment, you wouldn't even have the time to figure out who is, calling you out in public. That is not going to be your priority. The fact that he was losing, so much energy and muscle memory to come at someone who had called him out, telling him that what he did isn't okay, because according to him, they are friends, tells me that this man is not sorry. He's only apologizing because people are calling him out. The lady's family, I heard that they are pressing charges, and I hope they do so, and I hope they get justice for this lady, because nobody should be embarrassed, humiliated like that in front of thousands of people. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I am going to see you guys in the next one.